grab a plate and then we'll The foundation of all of our programming revolves around our kinship dinners that we hold monthly. Since this is a kinship group, are you the sole caregiver? Do you have a partner? Kiddos? How many kiddos? Are they biological? Are they adopted? Are they kinship? It's an opportunity for families to come. You know, we provide dinner, we provide childcare. We have volunteers who step in and cook meals every month. And then the kids are able to go and be cared for. For those of you that it's your first time, the first part of our time together is more free form, checking in, how are things going? Kinship care is a out-of-home placement for a child. And as opposed to them going to like a traditional foster home or even a group home, they join a relative's home.
In our situation, my husband and I are not related to the kids, but my daughter is because she's adopted and it's her half biological siblings. So it's a little different than I think most kinship placements work. They're not related to us, but they're related to our daughter.
We're blood relatives taking care of the kids in their time of need, but at the same time, we're seen through the state's eyes to be up and above with how we parent.
We kind of both decided, even if we're able to have our own kids, we still wanted to adopt children from the foster care system. We both have experiences with, like, have had family who were adopted by other families because of DCS.
Studies have shown that about a third of all foster care placement in the United States are with kinship families. Here in Arizona, it's just a little less than half, about 45% of all foster care placements are with a kinship family.
That's really separate from this Rule 59.
Seeds Community Center is a micro nonprofit here in Tucson, and our main focus is supporting kinship families. We're going to be talking about how to manage stress from your kiddos' behaviors. Not sure if anybody needs help with that. Our mission is to equip our neighbors to flourish. And so what we're thinking about is how can we connect them to community resources that they need.
I made a post about a kinship question, and I think Christy might have seen that and like invited us to the kinship dinner. And I was like, oh, this sounds amazing. Like other specifically kinship families that are maybe going through the same stuff. I need that.
For kiddos who are placed in kinship homes, studies have shown that they actually have better outcomes overall.
I will not go down with you.
You have that prior relationship to where they know that you are a safe person for them already. They already have that instilled in them that you're a safe one, you're one who's going to love and provide and care for them. You have an upper hand as opposed to other like fostering children who you have no prior relationship with, because if you're aware of what trauma they've gone through or what has happened to them.
It's also shown to increase cultural connection to their family, to their culture that they have been a part of for their entire life.
A bond is already established, and that goes a long way.
There's also more probability that they will be able to stay with their siblings if they are placed in a kinship home than if they were to go to a traditional foster family or to a group home.
I know there are a lot more resources when you're a licensed foster home. And, like the stipend's higher and stuff like that. When it's family, it's treated more like this is your obligation just by the state. There are definitely less resources. We had to go searching a lot for kinship resources.
I feel like with kinship, it was kind of just given to us like, oh, here you go. Here's the paperwork saying that you guys have physical custody. And that was really it. There was no real guidance or training or preparation of like how the system works. We felt like left in the dark about a lot of things, especially when it comes to resources that are available to us and to the kids.
In 2022, new legislation has come about to provide more financial support for kinship families, and they receive about half of the financial support that a traditional foster parent would receive. But it's still not quite enough to help with all of the different varying financial obligations that come with having a child join your family. As opposed to in foster care, the state is asking a foster family, will you take in this kid? And then we'll provide that additional financial support.
and you could get that call at any time and say, we need someone to take in these kids. And the two we have are her two youngest biological siblings. They were taken into care by DCS, so they asked us to take the kids in. And our daughter's like, they're my brother and sister, and I don't want them to end up with strangers or in a group home. We need to take them in.
Good job, Israel. Good game, y'all.
Specifically with kinship care, you've got the added pressure or complexity that goes alongside with knowing the biological parents.
She still thinks she's gonna get her back. And then we actually asked Dad 2 weeks ago.
You're also emotionally tied to whether or not that biological parent regains custody, whereas a traditional foster parent is a little bit farther removed from that.
It almost puts you in a little bit harder place, because if it's strangers and you're in foster care, you can say, I can't do that right now. But the connection makes it a lot harder to say no. I think that's the biggest thing with kinship, is it's not just like society obligation, you feel that sense of obligation too.
It is rewarding, but at the same time, may just understand this is a selfless position. You got to put yourself in, you know, like these kids do come first. Like, it's not about you anymore, it's about them.
It's very helpful to hear that we're not the only ones agonizing over the same thing.
It's super awesome just to hear that other people are going through those struggles that we're going through, because it can feel very lonely.
It was like a huge weight lifted off of us just to get it off our chest, just to say it and get it out there.
We're in a point of having to decide whether we want to adopt.
I'm sure they want to be reunified with mom, they want to trust their mom, they want to love their mom, you know. So
It's just hard.
we create a safe place for people to have an opportunity to vent or to talk through what life is like for them right now, but also provide needed training that they might need. 2 essential tips to avoid triggering and being triggered by your kids. They can walk away with to say like, okay, I've gotten another piece of help.
Plus just like being with other adults, because we don't get that a lot either. So, you know, like we don't have a lot of time with 3 kids, and I know a lot of the people had more kids than that. So I think all of us just enjoy the time talking to other adults, going through things we're going through, and just, you know, the community of it.
But one night she got mad and told him like, Mommy's a liar. And he's like, why would you say that about Mommy? She's like, because she said, or she doesn't have any luggage.